There comes a point in your life when you must ask yourself, who am I and what do I stand for? Not in the eyes of the world, not in the applause of people, not in the validation of relationships, but in the sight of Allah. Because if you don't live by your principles, you will end up living by someone else's desires. And when that happens, your soul starts to ache. Not because you weren't loved by others, but because you abandoned your own values to be accepted. Your principles are the guardrails that protect your heart, your mind, and your dignity. They remind you of what is right when temptation whispers otherwise. They keep you grounded when emotions want to take over. They protect your connection with Allah when this world tries to distract you. And in a world where values are easily compromised, holding on to your principles makes you rare. It makes you respected. It makes you free. People are drawn to confidence, but real confidence is rooted in character. It's not loud, it's not arrogant, it's quiet, consistent, and unshakable. When you know who you are, and you know who you're serving, you become immune to the opinions of those who do not share your purpose. You don't chase attention, you don't mold yourself to fit in. You stand even if you stand alone. And this is the power of principles. They give you clarity when everything else is confusing. When someone is attracted to you, what are they really attracted to? Is it your appearance? Is it your energy? Or is it your dignity, your composure, your strength in staying true to your path? If someone is truly drawn to you for the right reasons, they will admire your discipline, they will respect the way you live by your beliefs, they will not try to break your boundaries, they will protect them. But the moment you start compromising your values to keep someone's interest, you've already lost yourself. You'll find yourself justifying things you once stood firmly against. You'll lower your standards in the name of love, you'll silence your conscience just to feel seen. And eventually that kind of attraction turns into attachment, not to the person but to the version of yourself that no longer feels right. That's not love, that's a warning. Real love starts when you refuse to betray yourself. When you say, if I have to disobey Allah to be loved, then that love is not worth having. That's not arrogance, that's self-respect. That's recognizing that Allah did not create you to be a slave to people's approval. He created you with honor, with a soul worth protecting, and with a path worth walking. And the person who is truly meant for you will see that and never ask you to change your core for them. Look at the examples of the righteous. They were loved not because they fit in, but because they stood out. They lived with humility, but they never watered down the truth. They were gentle, but they never let falsehood become normalized. They were compassionate, but they never compromised what Allah made sacred. That balance is what made them respected. That balance is what makes a believer shine in a world full of confusion. You don't need to prove your worth to anyone. You don't need to beg to be understood. Your principles will naturally filter out those who are not for you. If someone walks away because you refuse to cross a line Allah told you to respect, let them go. That's not your loss, that's your protection. Because if you let your values slip for love, you will eventually resent the very love you fought for. And if someone stays, if someone is still drawn to you after they see that you will not entertain what's haram, that you pray on time, that you dress with dignity, that you don't flirt, that you honor your parents, that you put Allah before them, then you're seeing the beginning of something real. Because they're not just attracted to you, they're attracted to your purpose. They're attracted to your strength. And maybe, just maybe, they're attracted to the light of Allah that shines through you when you choose Him over everything else. That's why it's so important to live by your principles, not your emotions. Your emotions change, your feelings fluctuate. But your values, they guide you when your emotions betray you. They hold you up when your heart feels weak. They remind you of who you are when the world tries to make you forget. So never be ashamed of them. Never hide them. Never dim them for the sake of comfort or companionship. Sometimes Allah tests your loyalty to Him by putting you in front of someone you want. And in that moment you have a choice. Do you keep your principles or do you bend them for the sake of temporary love? One choice leads to His pleasure and long-term peace. The other may give you short-term happiness, but it often ends with regret. Choose wisely, because love that requires disobedience is never true love. You are worth more than attention. You are worth more than desire. You are worth more than validation. You are a believer, created to walk with purpose, to speak with wisdom, to love with dignity, and to live with conviction. Let that be your light. Let that be what attracts others. Not your beauty, not your charm, but your unwavering commitment to truth, even when it's hard. And remember, the person who is truly for you, the one written for you by Allah, will not ask you to lower your standards. They will rise to meet them. They will admire your discipline. They will feel safe in your sincerity. They will want to build something that honors your values, not violates them. That is how you know it's real. That is how you know it's love that's worth the wait. So live by your principles, not because it's easy, not because it's popular, but because it's right, because it pleases Allah, and because it protects your heart from being shattered by those who are never ready to handle the weight of your soul. Live with integrity, and let your life be a message. The right hearts will hear it, and the right person will answer it. Not with temptation, but with intention. Not with empty words, but with honorable actions. Attraction, in and of itself, is not a measure of value or destiny. It's not a sign that someone belongs in your life. In fact, attraction without purpose becomes one of the greatest distractions you will ever face. It can feel intense, exciting, emotional, but if it's not rooted in something deeper, if it's not directed towards something meaningful, it can slowly pull you away from everything you once stood for. It can cloud your judgment, distort your values, and leave your heart wounded and confused. That is why living by purpose matters, because when you don't live by purpose, you get caught in feelings that have no direction. You must ask yourself, why is this person attracted to me? Why am I drawn to them? Is it just chemistry? Is it just loneliness? Or is there something in this that leads to Allah? When attraction is only about the physical or the emotional, it burns fast and fades faster. But when it is grounded in faith, it turns into something sacred, something you build, not just something you feel. Because love without direction is like a ship without a compass. You might enjoy the breeze, but sooner or later you'll crash. If someone claims they are attracted to you but does not respect your boundaries, that is not love, it's desire. If they admire your appearance but mock your faith, that's not connection, it's conflict. If they want your time, your attention, your affection, but they are not willing to take the steps to make it halal, that is not sincerity, it is selfishness dressed up as romance. And if you let yourself fall into that without purpose, you will find yourself drifting from your values, slowly making excuses for things you once knew were wrong. You see, attraction is powerful. Allah designed us to feel connected to others, to seek companionship, to crave closeness. But He also gave us rules, boundaries and wisdom, because what is powerful must also be protected. Uncontrolled attraction leads to regret. Guided attraction leads to barakah. The difference is not in how strong the feeling is, but in how it's handled. Does it bring you closer to Allah, or does it distract you from Him? Someone who is truly attracted to you for the right reasons will not only accept your boundaries, they will admire them. They will not try to bring you closer through sin. They will protect you from it. They will ask, how can I honor this in a way that pleases Allah, not how much can we get away with before it becomes haram. They won't pressure you to compromise. They won't manipulate you with sweet words and hidden intentions. Their attraction will have direction. Their feelings will come with action. Their intentions will be made clear. That is what separates real from fake, purpose from distraction. Someone serious about you doesn't waste your time. They won't play games with your heart. They won't keep you waiting in confusion. If they know what they want, and they want you in a way that's pleasing to Allah, they will move with respect, with clarity, with honor. They will not just say, I love you. They will say, let's find a way to make this right. But sometimes the heart gets excited before the mind has clarity. You meet someone, there's chemistry. You talk, you laugh, you connect, and before you know it, you're emotionally involved. You're fantasizing about the future. But no one's talking about intention. No one's setting boundaries. No one's involving family. No one's asking Allah. That's not love. That's emotional attachment. And when it's not directed, it turns toxic. Because the more you invest in something without purpose, the more it breaks you when it doesn't last. You have to protect your heart. You have to love with intention. If you're not ready to get married, then ask yourself, what am I doing entertaining this person? If they are not moving toward a halal commitment, why are you giving them access to your soul? You can't expect barakah in a connection that keeps you up all night texting, but keeps you far from your salah. You can't expect peace in a relationship that is built on secrecy and disobedience. What begins in a way that displeases Allah rarely ends in peace. Real attraction respects time, space and process. It doesn't rush you into anything. It doesn't guilt trip you when you put up your guard. It respects that you are a person of principle, and it chooses to move with patience. And yes, that might mean waiting. That might mean working on themselves before they can approach you properly. That might mean keeping their distance until the right steps can be taken. But if their feelings are sincere, they won't see those things as obstacles. They'll see them as signs of love done right. Never be afraid to let go of a connection that lacks purpose. You're not weak for walking away, you're wise. Allah does not close a door without opening a better one. And the right person at the right time with the right intention will find you. They'll be attracted to your modesty, to your strength, to your consistency, to your obedience to Allah. And they'll make that the reason they pursue you, not in secret, not in haste, but with respect and clarity. So ask yourself, does this attraction lead me closer to Allah or further away? Does it honor my values or challenge them? Does it feel peaceful or just emotional? The answers to these questions will tell you whether what you're feeling is a sign or a distraction. And once you know the answer, don't ignore it, because your heart is too precious to be given to someone who isn't ready to carry it with responsibility. Love with direction brings peace. Love without it brings pain. Choose wisely. Hold on to your principles. Guard your heart with the remembrance of Allah, and trust that what is written for you will never require you to disobey the one who wrote it. In a world full of talk, promises and smooth words, it's easy to be deceived by what someone says. But the real test of sincerity is not in what a person claims, it's in what they consistently do. Words can charm, but actions reveal the truth. When someone is genuinely attracted to you in a way that honors Allah and respects your dignity, their behavior will reflect that. You won't be left in confusion. You won't be questioning your worth. You won't be caught in an emotional roller coaster of inconsistency. You will feel safe, not just because of what they say, but because of how they act. A person who is sincere will protect your heart before they try to win it. They will see your worth, not as a possession to chase but as a trust to guard. They'll take care with your emotions, not to manipulate or control them, but to honor them. You'll notice their respect in the way they speak to you, in the way they speak about you, and in the way they speak about others. They won't flirt with you behind closed doors and act distant in public. They won't shower you with words one day and ignore you the next. They will be consistent, because real love shows up even in silence. Many people know the right things to say. They know how to make you feel special, how to compliment your beauty, how to tell you that you're different. But the one who is truly different is the one who shows you respect without expecting something in return. The one who treats you with honor, even when no one is watching. The one who guards your dignity, even if they never end up with you. That kind of sincerity is rare. That kind of character is a sign of someone whose attraction is not selfish, it's sacred. You will know the difference when you experience it. The one who plays with your heart will make you feel anxious. They'll keep you guessing. They'll mix attention with absence, flattery with neglect. They may speak of the future, but their present actions don't support those words. They may talk about commitment, but their behavior is casual. This is not love. This is emotional entertainment. And when your heart gets caught up in it, you begin to confuse drama with passion. You begin to think that pain is part of love. But real love does not leave you in confusion. Real love brings clarity. The person who is sincerely attracted to you will take responsibility. They won't say, let's see where this goes. They'll say, let's do what is right. They won't drag you into a relationship that has no foundation. They won't demand your time and attention without any effort to pursue a path of marriage or halal connection. They'll either step forward with intention or step back with dignity. Because sincerity is not about having what you want, it's about honoring what is right. You'll notice that sincere attraction is quiet. It doesn't seek attention. It's not about public display or constant validation. It's subtle, respectful, and patient. The person who truly values you will not rush your process. They will not pressure you to open up emotionally, to reveal personal things, or to let your guard down too soon. They will wait. They will listen. They will give you space, not because they're uninterested, but because they care more about your comfort than their own convenience. Sometimes the most sincere people say the least. They might not compliment you every day, but they'll pray for you every night. They might not send long messages, but they'll check in when it matters. They might not make big promises, but they'll follow through on small ones. This consistency is far more valuable than sweet words spoken without action. It builds trust. It creates security. And it gives your heart the space to breathe without fear. A sincere person will also be honest about their intentions. They won't play the game of half-committed. They won't keep you in their life as a backup option. They'll let you know clearly and respectfully where they stand. They'll talk about the future with sincerity, not fantasy. And if they are not ready, they won't drag you into uncertainty. They will work on themselves until they can approach you in a way that is honorable. It's important to pay attention to how a person behaves not just toward you, but toward others. How do they treat their family?
How do they speak about people they disagree with? Do they backbite, lie or cheat? Because if someone is disrespectful in their everyday dealings, their kindness toward you might just be a temporary performance. Character doesn't change based on who's watching. Integrity shows up across every interaction. One of the clearest signs of sincerity is when a person respects your boundaries. They will not ask you to compromise your faith. They will not try to convince you to break your values. They will never say things like, if you loved me you'd do this. Instead they'll say, I love you too much to let you lose yourself. That's not weakness, that's strength. That's someone who understands that real love does not take, it gives, it uplifts, it protects. When someone's attraction is sincere, they won't seek to possess you. They'll want to build with you. They'll want to grow with you. They'll seek your betterment, not just your attention. They'll support your healing, your dreams, your connection with Allah. And even if they're not perfect, they will strive. They will make an effort, because sincere attraction leads to action. Not fast, not reckless, but intentional. At the end of the day, words are easy. Actions take effort. If you want to protect your heart, learn to see beyond the surface. Pay attention to patterns, not moments. Look for consistency, not chemistry. Value sincerity, not drama. And most of all, trust that if someone truly values you, they will never make you question your worth. They will never bring confusion where there should be clarity. They will never make you choose between your deen and your desire. Let your standards be shaped by your values. Let your heart be protected by your faith. And know that the one who is meant for you will show you, not just tell you, through their actions, through their patience, through their patience, through their respect. That is the love worth waiting for. That is the love worth building. And that is the love that brings peace, not pain. The kind of love that matters most is the love that mirrors your relationship with Allah. When someone is truly attracted to you with sincerity, their presence will not pull you away from your deen. It will push you toward it. You'll feel yourself becoming better, not because you're trying to impress them, but because their presence reminds you of what you already value. It won't be a love that competes with your spirituality, but one that complements it. You'll notice your heart becoming more peaceful, your intentions more focused, and your connection with Allah stronger, not weaker. When a person is sincere, their attraction doesn't revolve around looks, wealth or status. Those things fade. Their love is rooted in something deeper. Your soul, your values, your submission to Allah. They see that you strive for modesty, that you are careful with your words, that you protect your heart from what displeases your Lord. And instead of making fun of those things, or trying to push against your boundaries, they respect them, not just outwardly, but inwardly. Because when someone loves you for the sake of Allah, your boundaries become their boundaries too. The right person will not try to fill the space that only Allah can occupy in your heart. They won't demand your ultimate devotion, nor will they become the center of your world. Instead, they will encourage you to keep Allah at the center of everything. Your decisions, your dreams, your healing, your future. They'll remind you to pray when life gets heavy. They'll say let's make istikhara before they say let's move forward. They'll understand that the only way your relationship will work is if it's built on a foundation of faith, not just feelings. A true sign of sincere attraction is when the person's love doesn't come at the cost of your religious obligations. You're not skipping prayers to talk to them. You're not hiding your relationship. You're not making excuses to delay doing what's right. Instead, you're finding more reasons to stay upright, to stay strong, to stay connected to Allah. You start caring more about the condition of your heart, because you realize that love should elevate your soul, not distract it. When someone enters your life and pulls you closer to Allah, that is a divine sign. It is Allah showing you what love should look like. It's calm, not chaotic. It's respectful, not reckless. It's steady, not unstable. They won't take advantage of your emotions. They won't use your vulnerability as a door to get what they want. They'll protect your heart from sin. They'll keep you accountable when you start to slip. They'll say let's fix this, instead of let's hide this. That's because real love rooted in Iman is a form of mercy, not manipulation. Too many people get lost in relationships where they feel torn between their feelings and their faith. One moment they're praying, the next moment they're doubting everything. That kind of love leaves you in a spiritual fog. You begin to wonder, how did I end up here? And the answer is almost always the same. You let someone into your life who didn't respect your connection with your Creator. They wanted you but not your values. They desired you but not your boundaries. And slowly the heart gets heavy. The soul becomes dry, and you start to feel far from Allah. This is why it's critical to look at a person's effect on your relationship with your Lord. Do they remind you to say Alhamdulillah? Do they encourage you to pray on time? Do they understand the importance of halal? Do they fear falling into sin with you? Do they care about protecting your akhirah, not just enjoying your dunya? These are not small questions. They are the very foundation of whether this relationship is a gift or a test. The right person will talk about marriage, not just flirt endlessly. They'll want to involve your family, not keep you hidden. They'll be honest about their intentions and their timeline, not play games with your feelings. They won't use religion as a cover to get close to you, nor will they shame you for wanting to do things properly. They'll walk with you, not ahead of you, and they'll make you feel seen, not just by them, but by Allah. When a person truly loves you for the sake of Allah, their love becomes a mirror. You see yourself better through them. They reflect back the good in you, and they gently remind you where you can grow. They don't idolize you, but they don't belittle you either. They see your efforts and they honor your struggle. And most importantly, they want to grow with you, not just in this world, but into Jannah. This is why you must protect your heart, and only give it to someone who strengthens your deen. Because your heart was not created to fall aimlessly. It was created to find its peace in remembrance. And if someone makes you forget that, no matter how charming they are not the one. But if someone reminds you of it, even without many words, even in their silence and simplicity, they might be the one Allah has chosen to walk beside you. Don't settle for attraction that makes you question your principles. Don't accept love that demands your disobedience. The person who is truly attracted to you will want you to succeed in your deen. They will be proud of your hijab, not uncomfortable with it. They will honor your prayer schedule, not interrupt it. They will encourage your modesty, not mock it. And when you fall into weakness, they won't use it against you. They'll make dua for your strength. Let your heart seek what brings you closer to Allah, and trust that the person who is meant for you will not compete with your faith. They will complete it. Their love will be an extension of your connection with your Creator. It will heal you without harming you. It will strengthen you without controlling you. And it will lead you to build something that is not just beautiful, but blessed. So if you're wondering whether someone's attraction is real, look at how you feel in your deen. Do you feel closer to Allah, or further away? Do you feel more focused or more distracted? Do you feel more honest, or more divided? That answer will tell you everything. Because real love does not make you compromise your soul, it elevates it. And the person who is meant for you will walk beside you, not to pull you into sin, but to walk with you in the direction of the one who created both of your hearts.